Don't you think we need some good news? I know I sure do. What a stressful week it has been. It's time for us to get away from all the terrible meme coins and look at some projects with some solid fundamentals. As you are probably aware, I am a huge fan of Polkadot and Kusama. I'm happy to report that we have some very, very good news on the way. If that sounds good to you, make sure that you like, subscribe, and watch until the very end because I will go into some wild price speculation where I feel Polkadot and Kusama might be toward the end of the year. My name is 𝗨𝗪𝘁 and I've been in crypto for nearly 10 years. On this channel, we go into deep dives about the best projects in crypto and tell you everything that you need to know on the inside world of blockchain. Gavin released an article recently that said that we are in the final stages of the release schedule that will bring Parachains to Polkadot and Kusama very soon. Polkadot has been building out its feature-rich ecosystem in 5 phases over the past few years. Phase 4, which happened in July last year, was massive. It was the phase that fully decentralized the Polkadot and Kusama chains and made them permissionless. Now, nearly a year later, Phase 5 is about to go live, which is what we have all been waiting for. That is the Parachains. This is a huge deal. It means that Polkadot will finally do what it was meant to do and be the internet of blockchains. For anyone new to Polkadot, it is a layer 1 cross-chain protocol that its goal is to simplify the entire blockchain process and making it much easier for any of us to build applications on top of a blockchain that has true interoperability not only with other blockchains on the Polkadot ecosystem, but also other networks entirely, like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, etc. Parachains are independent blockchain projects running on top of the Polkadot network that will provide an array of chain-specific features. They aim to allow seamless communication between each other. These independent blockchains, or parachains, can create customized tokens or ecosystems. This is one of the reasons that I'm really excited for Paid Network to be a Polkadot parachain, because what we can do is we can create our own token, which we already have, but we'll switch the paid token from 𝗟𝗏20 to the Rust or Ink standard that is on Polkadot, and that allows us to do a whole lot of things for the ecosystem. For example, one of the things that I like the most is it enables us to use paid for transaction fees rather than another token like Ethereum, and this simplifies the whole process for anyone that might not be as familiar with crypto that gets confused when they want to just make a transaction, but all of a sudden they have to have that coin, plus they have to have the gas and Ethereum or BNB, whatever. This takes that one step further to make it a little bit more simple for other people that aren't crypto experienced. As I always like to say, blockchain will finally become adopted massively when it is grandma friendly. Another great feature about parachains, because each one acts as its own independent blockchain, means it has high throughput, low congestion, and low fees. In fact, a parachain ecosystem can have no fees at all if it chooses to do so. However, there is a catch. On these parachains, there is a limited amount available. The number we don't know for sure, but a lot of people guess that there will probably be at least 100 parachains. That makes it very rare and unique. It gives projects that build on parachains somewhat of a protective moat. So in order for parachains to go live on Polkadot, first they have to go through a lot of testing, extensive testing, and right now we already see a lot of potential parachains on the Rococo testnet of the Polkadot ecosystem. So the order is for testing to go from Rococo to Kusama before it goes live on Polkadot. The reason for this is that they want to make sure by the time Polkadot is live, actual Polkadot, it is flawless, or as flawless as possible. This is an extensive testing that must be done before going to mainnet on Polkadot. The biggest reason why I'm so bullish on both DOT and KSM, those are the native tokens for Polkadot and Kusama, is because of this whole process called a crowd loan. Basically what that is that support from a project's community to enable them to have enough assets in order to secure a parachain. So a parachain must be bid or put into an auction where basically the highest bidder wins that parachain spot or that lease. And the estimates right now for a Polkadot parachain, people are thinking it'll cost, at least for the initial one, somewhere in the range between $50 to $100 million in DOT. That is a significant amount of DOT to be locking up, and a project just doesn't have that many assets. You know, we go out, for example, like Paid Network, we raised $2 million. That's nowhere close to enough money to secure a parachain slot. Additionally, we needed to use that for overhead and for our expenses and things like that. We need to ask our community for a loan, essentially, in order to secure a parachain. Right now, where we sit today, I actually think that Kusama will outperform Polkadot or DOT in the near to medium term. because even though a lot of people believe that 𝗬𝗏 is meant to be just a canary or a test network for Polkadot, a lot of us believe that 𝗬𝗏 will actually become its own secure and trusted version of Polkadot, just on a bit of a cheaper level. So maybe if it costs $50 to $100 million of DOT to secure a Polkadot parachain, maybe it only costs $10 to $20 million worth of 𝗬𝗏. And because 𝗬𝗏 and Polkadot literally are just exact copies of each other, it makes perfect sense to me that every time that a bug is found or a fix is implemented in Polkadot, it would also be applied to 𝗬𝗏, making 𝗬𝗏 just as secure, scalable, and fast, and all the benefits that Polkadot has, but on a cheaper network. And for that reason, I think 𝗬𝗏 will be huge. As we speak right now, the final audits are being completed and we're about to roll out into parachains being deployed. Once the parachains are ready to go, they will roll out an empty parachain or a shell, which will basically be a parachain without any functionality. And once that's running successfully for 24 hours, they will upgrade it to a live parachain. Then the plan is to do 5 parachain auctions, which will be held 7 days apart. And Gavin himself said that soon after the 𝗬𝗏 auctions have started, we can expect to see the auctions beginning on Polkadot as well. Speaking of projects that you like, it is time to do your own research. Let me tell you about some of my favorite projects that are expected to be launching on Polkadot. So the first ones that I think are extremely important and are really going to assist everybody to build applications on top of Polkadot and 𝗬𝗏 that don't necessarily want to go for their own parachain. These are projects like Moonbeam, Parastate, Plasm, 𝗬𝗂𝗶𝗄, and I even got an email yesterday from Reef saying that they were going to create their own parachain that people could build on top of as well. These projects are incredibly important because they allow dApps that don't want to get their own parachains to build on top of something, and they also allow backward compatibility from EVM or Ethereum Virtual Machine, which are anything being built in Solidity or an 𝗟𝗏𝘁 token. So if I have a project and I don't want to go through the hassle or don't need a parachain because I won't have that much economic demand, then I can just go in and port into Polkadot, get all the benefits of it by using something like Plasm or Moonbeam. The bull market may have taken a quick breather, but I believe that we are just starting to see the very beginning of a massive bull run. And what does this mean for you? This means that you had an amazing opportunity to buy DOT and KSM at a big discount at the best possible time to buy it. You know now, just by watching this video, that we are this close to massive, massive, massive demand for KSM and DOT. We saw 𝗬𝗏 at over $600 and it fell all the way back to lower than $300, and you could have picked some up. And it's still at a big discount because it is about to take off. So I will tell you what our game plan is, my personal game plan, plus this Master Ventures ecosystem fund that we are building that's gonna be between $30 to $50 million dedicated almost exclusively toward parachains and Polkadot and 𝗬𝗏 ecosystem projects. Our plan is to acquire DOT and KSM because I believe that over the course of the next 2-4 years, in fact ongoing, that the price will increase dramatically, and a good strategy would be just to buy and hold. But even better, like I mentioned before, is buying and contributing toward parachain slots. That's why we are so dedicated to moving forward with this game plan as we speak. And congratulations if you've been watching until the very end. Like I told you to do in the beginning, I will go over where I think DOT and KSM could potentially be at the end of the year. I believe a 10x for DOT is easy, but I think there's even bigger opportunity for KSM because it is far less exposed. Not as many people know about it quite yet, but you do. So where do I think that they'll be by the end of the year? I think that for DOT, we could see a price between $400 and $500 by the end of the year, and for 𝗬𝗏, between $6,000 to $10,000 by the end of the year. For everything that we've covered in this video, specifically how parachains relate to the economics behind Polkadot and 𝗬𝗏, this is the reason that I am always extremely bullish on these two protocols. But I want to know what you think of these two protocols, and I want to know what you think of the competitors like Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, and these other layer 1 protocols that don't have the same economic structure that Polkadot and 𝗬𝗏 do. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Because I've been such a huge fan of Polkadot and 𝗬𝗏, I have been neglecting doing a lot of research into Cardano, but as it gets closer to having smart contracts and becoming in a production environment, it has grabbed my attention more and more. And I actually really like Charles. So I've decided to bite the bullet, do some due diligence, and I've got a Cardano video coming for you very soon. If that sounds good to you, make sure that you smash the bell and subscribe so you get updates on all the videos I have, because time is of the essence, and if you didn't get to watch this video right now and you finally got to it 3 weeks from now after the Kusama auctions had already started, you would be too late. And last but not least, make sure that you tune in every Wednesday on this channel to watch my AMAs, where you can ask me literally anything. Of course, the primary topic is paid, but again, feel free to talk to me about anything.